If you want to get 1,000 followers on TikTok in the next 24 hours, you need to make sure that you're posting your content the right way on TikTok, you're following the rules for the latest TikTok algorithm, and 2 other things I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video. This creator right here just implemented these tips, literally gained over 70,000 followers in just a 30-day period, and this creator gained over 200,000, and the same exact thing can happen to you so long as you're following all the rules I'm going to share with you. And by the way, the last one that I share is by far the most important, and if you're not getting over 10,000 views every single time that you post, it's probably because you're doing this one thing wrong. For starters, you need to make sure that you're not just randomly coming up with an idea and then going and posting it to TikTok, because this is going to lead to one of 2 things. Either one, you're never going to get views, you're going to always be at less than 300 views every single time that you post, or maybe you have some posts that get 5,000 views, 10,000 views, maybe even 100,000 views, but you're not able to recreate that because you're just relying on you randomly coming up with ideas and then posting something, and you're kind of treating TikTok like a lottery system where in reality, it shouldn't be used like that. And the easiest way to guarantee that you're always getting views on TikTok is making sure that you're creating 2 types of content. The first type of content you need to create is going to be evergreen content. This is content that people are constantly searching for, and they're going to get views 24/7. The more evergreen content you build up on your page, the more average number of views you're going to get every single day. For example, if you have 1 piece of evergreen content, you might get 1,000 views a day. If you have 2, you might get 3,000 views a day. Once you get to 10 or 20, we're talking tens of thousands of views every single day without you having to post more content on TikTok. But that's not the only type of content you need to create, because you also need to be focused on trending content. No, I'm not talking about you doing dances. You do not have to do that. When I talk about trends, I'm talking about things that are trending within your space. This may be certain brands that are trending, certain celebrities that are trending, or maybe it's the latest news that is now trending within your space. And if you're able to implement both types of content into your content strategy on TikTok, it's going to allow you to gain followers quicker than you could have ever imagined. So to maximize the amount of growth that you're getting, what I'd recommend that you do is 80% of your posts should be trending on TikTok and 20% of them should be evergreen. What this is going to allow you to do is build up a catalog of evergreen content over time while still focusing on trending content. Because if you want to get 100,000 views in just 24 hours or 100,000 views in just a week, you're going to need to focus on trending content, because search content gets views over a long period of time and trending content gets views over a short period of time but doesn't last that long, which is exactly why your strategy needs to be implementing both of these things. But there is one huge problem when it comes to search-based content on TikTok, and that is that TikTok doesn't actually allow you to see in your analytics whether or not your views are coming from search. So you have no way to actually optimize those posts. But lucky for you, today's video sponsor Metricool actually solves that. Essentially, Metricool allows you to see how many of your views on TikTok are coming from the Discover page after somebody does a search, and this is going to allow you to better optimize your content for search, because you're going to be able to look and see how many views came from search and then what you did right in that video. What was the length of the video? What was the topic of the video? How did you frame the hook in that video? And then you can do that across a bunch of different searches, and this is going to skyrocket not only the views that you get or the followers that you get, but this is going to allow you to make more money on TikTok because your content's going to be targeting a high intent audience. And best of all, if you go to the pinned comment below and sign up with code Robert, you can get access for 30 days for free to any of their premium plans. And that's not the only thing Metricool does. Metricool also allows you to set up a custom analytics dashboard that shows a handful of other things that they don't show on TikTok. For example, you could see the best length of content that is getting you the most views, or you could see how much engagement your posts typically need for them to get over a certain amount of views. And you would have never been able to see this just from your simple TikTok analytics dashboard, which is exactly why I would strongly suggest that you sign up for Metricool today. And remember, if you go to the pinned comment below right now, you can get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. It's an absolute no-brainer, and this is going to help you not only get more views and followers on TikTok, but also be able to make more money on TikTok. But just focusing on the right types of content isn't the only thing you have to do. You also have to make sure that you're using the 4 new hashtag strategies that TikTok is actually pushing right now. But first, I want to make sure that you're not making 2 big mistakes I see creators make when it comes to their hashtags on TikTok. First and foremost, using irrelevant hashtags. You should never use hashtags that have nothing to do with what you're posting about, because if you do that, well, guess what's going to happen? Your content is then going to get shown to the wrong people. You're not going to get the analytics or engagement that you need, and boom, you're not going to get the views that you want on TikTok. And for some of you, you're probably doing this right now. And the second thing you need to make sure that you're not doing is never using hashtags or using too many hashtags, because if you're doing this, again, you're confusing the TikTok algorithm. You don't want to invest a bunch of time into creating a post, researching a post, editing a post just to mess up the hashtags, and that being the reason that you didn't get the views that you want. So here are the 4 hashtag strategies you need to make sure that you're using. By the way, the last one makes the most posts go viral for small accounts. The first one is going to be 10 hashtags. The second is 1 to 2 hashtags. hashtags. The third, 4 to 5 hashtags, and then finally 7 to 8 hashtags. Now remember, with most of these, besides 1 to 2 hashtags, 75% of your hashtags should be niche specific, and the other 25% should be broad hashtags. Broad hashtags are things like hashtag FYP, hashtag trending, hashtag viral. These are going to be able to expose your content to a much larger audience. The niche specific hashtags are going to be whatever are specific to whatever the actual post is that you're doing. And now for the final and most important thing that you need to do right now if you want to skyrocket the followers that you're getting on TikTok, and that is that you need to be following the 3 golden rules of the latest TikTok algorithm. The first one is you need to be uploading content that's over 60 seconds long. TikTok's main goal right now is trying to compete with YouTube, and the reason that they want to compete with YouTube is because YouTube has been able to pay creators over $70 billion over the last 3 years. TikTok wants to be able to do the same thing so that creators keep coming back to the platform, and the only way that they're going to be able to pull this off is by having long form content on the platform, which is why they've literally come out and said that they're starting to boost views on people's pages that post content over 60 seconds long. So I know posting a 5-second video or a 10-second video is easy and you're able to do it just from your phone, but you need to make sure that you start creating content over 60 seconds long, because if nobody is doing this within your niche, you're gonna have a huge competitive advantage because TikTok's gonna wanna push your content over everybody else's. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're leveraging a green screen on your posts like content like this. The reason for this is that it's gonna allow you to make better trending content. The biggest mistake that creators are making right now with trending content is they don't have a hook in their content, or they're talking about something that's trending without any proof, and green screen content solves this immediately. You could do green screen content with news articles, you could do green screen content with a celebrity, with a big brand, with anything. I mean, you could literally green screen somebody else's post in a video and then react to it, and this is going to skyrocket the amount of reach that you get because it allows you to automatically have a hook in your content. You need to understand something. If you have less than 1,000 followers right now, 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, even if you have less than 1 million followers, nobody cares about what you're talking about. So what you need to make sure you're doing is talking about things that people care about, and then they're going to care about what you're talking about. I mean, think about it. If there was just some random guy on the street talking about some topic that you didn't want to hear, you would just ignore him. And the same thing is happening to you on TikTok right now when you upload your content, which is why you need to use that green screen feature so that you can talk about something people in your niche are actually interested in. And what this is going to lead to is you talking about brands or celebrities or anybody or anything that's an authority figure within your space, or any type of breaking news. For example, if you're in the AI niche right now, you should be doing an update on all the top AI platforms and all the different tools that are coming out and how to use them. You shouldn't just be making general AI videos because nobody's interested in that. They're interested in learning about these specific tools. People are searching for it and interacting with it. So if you create content on that in specific, the most important tools, well, guess what ends up happening? You end up getting more views, you end up getting more followers, and ultimately you're gonna be able to make more money from TikTok. And the trifecta of this is if you're able to do all 3 of those things every single time that you post on TikTok. Because if you do that, you're always going to be creating content that people are interested in, and then as a result, makes the TikTok algorithm really like your content and push your content out to way more people. On top of that, you need to make sure that you're posting at the right time on TikTok right now. If you don't know the 3 best times to post, I strongly suggest you check out this video right here that literally reveals to you the best times to post on TikTok in 2024. I'll see you over there.